It's Native American Heritage Month.
Because I wanted to make sure it feels incorporated with all Native Americans.
Find out what the Mullins Library will offer to celebrate.
A U of A journalism professor wins a prestigious award.
It really means a lot to me.
Find out what he won and how he got it.
And the Fayetteville School Board amended their mask mandate. Coming up, I'll tell you what parents and students can expect. UATV starts right now.
Welcome to this Monday night edition of UATV. I'm Joshua Pineda.
And I'm Cameron Johnson. Breaking news, UAPD just alerted campus about an incident reported by a student. The student told Campus Safety Authority that a man raped her outdoors between Lot 50 and Garland Avenue. The unidentified man pulled her off the sidewalk last Thursday around 9:30 in the evening. Anyone with information regarding this crime should contact UAPD.
The university updated its COVID numbers today. The Pat Walker Health Center reports 12 new active cases. The center also reports 14 new recoveries, bringing that total to over 3,500. 97% of isolation and quarantine space remains available for people that test positive for the virus.
The Arkansas Health Department also updated its vaccine numbers. The CDC reports doctors administered almost 160,000 doses of a COVID-19 vaccine to date in Washington County. Individuals completely vaccinated top 115,000. And for the state of Arkansas, the CDC reports the vaccination rate for individuals stands at 48%.
The Fayetteville School Board voted at its last meeting to make some changes to the district's mask policy. UATV's Tristan Hill is live with more on how that meeting went and how much longer students will have to wear masks. Tristan?
That's right, Josh. The Fayetteville School Board voted last week to make masks optional for 7th through 12th graders starting on November 15th and for kindergarten through 6th graders starting December 23rd. Now, this was a controversial decision, to say the least. Much of the meeting was taken up by public comment, where people came to speak out for or against the mandate. Many people spilled out into the lobby and were forced to watch the meeting on their phones due to the lack of available seating. And many people came to speak out in favor of the mandate, but even more came out to speak out against it.
Part of what you are doing is illegal is so confusing to you people. I am sick and tired of having to come up here to tell you what my rights are and the rights of my children.
Now, the mandate did have a stipulation in it that allowed the district to re-implement the wearing of masks if the district gets above 30 cases per 10,000 residents. The school board said the reason for doing this was if there is another spike in the area, that way they can bring masks back to protect students. Live in Fayetteville, Tristan Hill, UATV News.
Thanks, Tristan. The case requirement is based on data published in the Arkansas Center for Health Improvement's COVID-19 heat map.
The Associated Student Government for the university will host a vaccine clinic this Thursday. The clinic will take place in the flag room of the university's union. Haley Middleton joins us live with more. Haley?
Thanks, Cameron. I'm here in the flag room of the union where the clinic will be held here on Thursday, which is November 4th. It'll be held around 11 a.m. to about 2 p.m. where the Pat Walker Health Center has paired with ASG, our Associated Student Government, to make this possible for students and faculty here at the University of Arkansas. All vaccines will be available to students, but only boosters for Moderna and Pfizer will be offered to everybody who attends this clinic. You can receive your first and second dose if you have not received those before your booster. I spoke with ASG's Chief of Staff about the event.
I'll also be offering 1.5 service hours for students that are interested in service hours. So the link to do that, you can find that on GivePulse.
If you volunteer, you can still receive your vax or booster. Just keep in mind you'll have to show up a little bit before 11 a.m. If you have laminated your card, don't worry, because they can offer you a sticker to place over the lamination or an entirely new card to replace and revamp with the new booster or vaccine dose that you have received. For UATV, I'm Haley Middleton.
If you're not a faculty or student at the University of Arkansas, you can receive your vaccine or booster at Washington Regional Medical Center in Fayetteville.
Today marks the first day of Native American Heritage Month. The university plans to host several events to honor the culture, history, and tribes of indigenous peoples past and present. Contributors include the Multicultural Center, the Native American Student Association, and more. The university's calendar will post details on locations and Zoom links for events.
To go along with the month, the Mullins Library offers video content related to Native American life. Students can take a look at movies and documentaries relating to indigenous peoples' history and culture. Physical items can be picked up on the lobby level by the Hodges Reading Room. Digital content can be found online as a part of the library's resources. One Mullins official discusses what went into the selection process.
I was just trying to give some background on Native American lives, their traditions, different things.
Items will be available all month. And one famous journalist plans to speak on campus next Wednesday. Gloria Steinem will deliver a moderated Q&A as part of the Distinguished Lecture Series at the Faulkner Arts Center. Some of Steinman's works includes writing for the New Yorker magazine and co-founding the Women's Actions Alliance. Anyone can attend the event.
One journalism professor can add Emmy-winning director to his resume. Larry Foley received the award for his work on the documentary Indians, Outlaws, Marshals, and the Hanging Judge. The film touches on Fort Smith's earlier history. Foley earns his first directing award, but 8th total Emmy. He discovered his victory while at a family member's house.
And I'm just following along on Twitter because they're posting them. And I looked at it and I said, hey, just won an Emmy. And my family applauded.
Foley currently plans to make another documentary.
One U of A graduate student received a Filmmakers Fellowship Award. Paulina Sobczak received an honorable mention by the U of A for her film Heal the River. The documentary centers around the pollution damaging the waters in Alabama. The film takes you through the people most affected in the community. Paulina describes how she felt about the film.
By being a filmmaker and showing those stories, you can actually help raise awareness about specific issues. So that's what really was the most exciting for me.
Paulina hopes to continue to work on more projects such as this in the future.
A method created by food scientists at the U of A will reduce water usage and improve nutrient content in rice. Food science graduate student Annegret Janash created the parboiling process for her research thesis. Janash says the vast intake of rice across the world paired with its lack of nutrients inspired her research. Because of this nutrient absence, rice can cause hidden hunger. The completed trails proved that this parboiling process enhances nutrient rates more than other methods.
So the whole idea is to produce nutrient-rich rice for people in developing countries, like in Africa, because they're deficient in vitamin A or iron or zinc, for example.
Janash says the new process will also use significantly less water than other methods in the past.
A crucial road in Fayetteville closes starting today. We'll tell you more on how to avoid traffic in that area.
And a local music legend makes his collection available for purchase. Stay tuned for more on where you can check out this musician's old gear.
A busy road in Fayetteville closes today for the rest of the year. Construction happening on Zion Road will go on every day of the week. The city plans to widen and realign the road as well as add storm drains and a sewer system. Residents living near the park apartments can access detours on Joyce Boulevard and Old Missouri Road.
Fayetteville city officials announced this week they'll be accepting any leftover pumpkins from Halloween. City officials hope to use the leftover pumpkins for compost. Anyone interested in recycling their leftover pumpkin from the holiday can do so at drop-off spots around Fayetteville. To find specific location spots, go to the food waste website.
A local music store begins selling a Fayetteville artist instruments starting this week. The Fayetteville Roots headquarters makes instruments used by James Lewis, also known as Smilin' Bob. Available for purchase, the vintage guitars, fiddles, and amplifiers come from eras starting in the 1940s through the 60s. Starting at 11 o'clock until 6 o'clock in the evening, buyers can visit the Geisinger Music Building that houses the Fable Roots headquarters. Lewis, or Smilin' Bob, passed away in 2019.
He's kind of a local legend, really. He could play anything, no matter how many strings it had, or even if it didn't have any strings. He could play anything that you could strum, pluck, stomp on, whatever.
The Geisinger Music Building is located on the Fayetteville Square. Proceeds from the sale will benefit the Lewis family.
The U of A Global Campus names Yakishia Jenkins Employee of the First Quarter. Jenkins works to improve design and repair issues that affect the presentation of Global Campus's website. This quarter, Jenkins assisted with the entire redesign of the website. Quarterly awardees become eligible for Employee of the Year.
The U of A Senate announced an extension for Razor Gifts. Razor Gifts provides staff the opportunity to help families, students during the holidays. The last day to apply will take place this Friday evening at 5. The last day for staff to send in purchased gifts will take place December 3rd.
The U of A presents a prize-winning play.
These actors and Kate's directing are top-notch.
Find out how you can get tickets.
And a U of A professor receives $1 million. Find out what he plans to do with it, all that and more coming up on UATV.
The University of Arkansas's theater department hosts the production The Wolves. The story takes place in the 1960s and is centered around a girls' soccer team and the many events that happen in the locker room. Stage manager Carly Klingerman explains the reason behind the importance of choosing the play.
Sensitive topics, but it's also a really relevant play. It is from the mid to 2010s, like that 2015, 2016 hotspot.
The Wolves ends Sunday.
A biomedical engineering professor receives a grant for over $1 million. Professor Kyle Quinn plans to develop technology that instantly diagnoses chronic skin wounds. The skin injuries can stem from multiple issues and fail to heal over time. The grant provided by the National Institutes of Health will last 4 years.
One of the University of Arkansas's very own received the Richard S. Arnold Award on Friday. Dean Emerita and law professor Cynthia Nance earned this award because of her leadership within the legal education system and her commitment to justice. She continues to lead others and mentor law students and the community.
Grab your friends and get ready to dance with no audible music in the room. University programs host a silent disco night Wednesday from 7 to 9 at night. The event will feature a live DJ. Students can head to the Verizon Ballroom in the Union to dance with all equipment provided.
A local donation event ends soon. The University of Arkansas's United Way campaign concludes this Friday. The campaign began October 1st with a goal of raising $100,000 for United Way's NWA chapter. Local needs benefited include areas of education, food access, and child development.
The U of A hosts a live conversation event with Arkansas alum Wyatt Page and Hermison and Mary Lambert. The event hopes to open up discussion about mental health and queer identities. Their very first live event takes place November 15th at 6:30 at the Faulkner Performing Arts Center. Students can download a free ticket on their website. And the university also moves from inequity and inclusion to action. This week begins the Let's Talk Diversity series, a virtual talk from author Richard Rothstein. The event takes place via Zoom on Thursday night from 6 to 7:30. All faculty, students, and the public can attend this event. Those interested can register online now on Newswire. Students should bring their umbrellas and jackets tomorrow. The cold and rainy weather continues into the afternoon.
And students can expect a 60% chance of rain tomorrow. The high reaches 48 and the low gets down to 37. New Zealand announced their annual Bird of the Year competition over the weekend.
The country's only land mammal, the long-tailed bat, won the award.
A high honor considering the competition normally only consists of birds. That's all the time we have for UATV. Make sure to follow us on our social media at UATV News. I'm Cameron Johnson.
And I'm Joshua Pineda. Have a great night.